you to relax.
You'll always stand by.
Live stream's ready. I'm gonna go send another email to the families and stuff that the live stream's also available for anybody. I'll start also. We can also continue to just start letting staff in.
Are we sharing the slides?
Yep.
John, are you going to share your screen, or should
I will in a minute? Yeah, we can let people in. I think now would be a good time.
All right, let's do it. Pink Panther.
I'm sending the live stream to all the families right now. Welcome everybody. We're going to be starting very soon. Just want to give some folks the time to get in.
你會翻咗佢重嘅，就係拎開嗰個袋，唔係佢會開翻。閂實佢啦。Apple, you want to mute me? So the host is muting me.
Let's probably give about maybe 2 more minutes. We have about 43 participants. Catch these vibes. Welcome everybody, Balboa students and families, staff and faculty. Let's give a few more minutes and then we'll go get started.
Want to know if everybody hear me? Just move.
Welcome, everybody. We have about 3 more minutes to let everyone come into the room and we'll get started.
Our numbers are climbing. We've got over 60 participants now. We're getting good. All right, I think we're ready to go, Dr. Jones.
Welcome, everybody. Just one moment.
Can everybody see the slide deck? All right, perfect.
Welcome, everyone, to the Back to School Night for Balboa High School 2021-2022 school year. We hope that you and your family and loved ones remain safe and healthy and at peace as much as possible. We are excited for this new school year and we are welcoming you into the room. We still hear that some people are coming in. We have about 72 participants so far. In a few moments, you will have the opportunity to meet our principal and some of the other administrators. But for now, we will move to the next slide and begin. Tonight, we will spend about 45 minutes rather, from 6 o'clock to 6:45.
反頭之夜啦，咁我哋嘅 agenda 咧就係6點到6點9。
From 6:45 to 7, we will have question and answer session. Next slide. We are pleased to offer language interpretation services via Chinese and Spanish. Ms. Ella Chu and Ms. Ingrid Pedroza will be providing those services for us tonight. Next slide. Actually, could you go back one? My apologies. We want to make sure that if you are interested in going into the Chinese or Spanish presentation, you should see a button on your screen. Choose Chinese for Chinese interpretation and Spanish for Spanish interpretation.
Let me activate that right now. So give me one moment. It's hard to activate simultaneously when you're sharing a screen, but you should
Okay.
see it in a few seconds. So give me one moment.
Nipple, before you do that, can we actually say it in
Please.
Spanish?
Yes, why don't you- yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ella. Go first.
I did already. I just now I started again. OK， 如果我哋需要中文翻譯嘅話咧，我哋係要撳喺嗰個網頁嗰度咧，撳我個名 Ella Chiu， 咁然後中文咪得啦。
Okay, and Ingrid?
I think Ingrid, you might have to move into the regular channel. Okay, well, Ingrid's going to be in the Spanish channel, and Ella is in the Chinese channel, so they're both activated.
Nepo, do you want me to say in Spanish for the families?
Yes, please, yes, because she's currently in the Spanish channel now.
Ok.
Thank you,
Hola,
ma'am.
buenas noches. Si necesita interpretación en español, en el abajo van a ver que un botón donde dice interpretación y allí pueden ir para escuchar en español.
Very good, thank you. Next slide. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our principal, Dr. Catherine Aronson.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. I know it's right in the middle of your early evening, and I don't know that you've gotten a chance to eat your dinner yet, so I appreciate the time. I just want to say that I'm so sorry that we can't have this in person. We always love to have our back to school night with all of you coming into the building. But we are doing a good job of taking care of our community and making sure that we are abiding by all of our COVID protocols. And we know if we keep doing that, then we will finally beat this pandemic. So I appreciate everybody doing their part to keep us safe. I do not want to take up too much of our time because the real gems of our staff are going to be introducing themselves soon. But I did want to say that I feel there are three things that are most important right now, and it's both for students and for parents and guardians. The first is kind of what I just spoke about, is taking care of yourself. We want every single student and every single family member to make sure that they are taking care of themselves. That means if there's any, and this is what we say to our teachers and how we opened up the school this year. Right now, what is key is that we're checking in with our bodies and making sure that if anything is wrong or not feeling right, then we take care of ourselves and stay at home. And I really, really want all of you to be doing that and also expressing that to your child. That is number one. Number two is for both students and families to use the resources that we have. We have amazing resources at our fingertips. For families, that would be our parent view, that would be our website. And then for students, we have our amazing wellness center that you're going to learn about. We have our after school program. We have Student View. Really need to tap into these resources that will keep you informed on everything. And then finally, to get involved. And so for parents, what I mean by that, and guardians, families, is that join our PTSA, please. Come to these PTSA meetings when we have them. Please come and see our school when we are finally able to welcome you all back inside. Please, well, I already said to use our resources on Parent View. For students, so that's getting involved. Students, I really want every single student to be part of something, whether that's a club or a sport. That is so important, and research has shown that is, if there's one single thing that makes a difference in a student's experience in high school, it is feeling a sense of belonging. And we can best achieve that in a group, in a smaller group, like a club or a sport. We have over 50 different clubs, all run by students. Please get involved. So take care of yourselves, make sure you use all those resources, and finally get involved. And
Thank you, Dr. Aronson, so much. And we'd like to allow you or ask you if you would please stay for the next slide and introduce the administrative team.
I would love to. This is the group that I get to spend a majority of my time with, who I love dearly. We have Miss Elizabeth DeGiel, and hopefully she can wave to us. We have Mr. Dr. Mike Jones. I guess I don't have to say Mr. and Dr., but Dr. Mike Jones. And finally, we have Mr. John Nepomuceno. It's an awesome bunch.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Aronson. Next slide, please. The assistant principals would like to invite you at this time to write your questions in the chat box during the presentation so that we might provide an answer. Next, I would like to introduce our clerks. And please wave, ladies, if you're here when I call your name. Miss Stephanie Starling, our senior clerk. Miss Yesenia Deras, registrar. Miss Flora Lucchese, attendance clerk. And Miss Mighty Lau, budget clerk. We appreciate these ladies who make everything happen for our school. Next slide, please. Let's all welcome now our Dean of Students, Ms. Tiana Walker.
So I believe Dean Walker is currently out on an emergency today, but I will speak on her behalf. As again, I'm Mr. Nepo. I'm one of the assistant principals, but I also oversee the counseling department. And Dean Walker, Tiana Walker, is our dean and head counselor. She's an incredible asset to our community, as many of you probably have already begun to meet her. But she definitely takes care of all things discipline. She's a very, very, very strong advocate for our students, and she'll have more information coming soon. So just want to make sure I introduce Dean Walker, who's been at Balboa for her third, going on fourth year now. And I will go ahead and allow the counselors to now introduce themselves. So the counseling staff. Whoops. Hold on one second. I think that linked up to something else. Give me a sec. And if one of the counselors feel free to go ahead and start introducing yourselves while I get the slide stuff ready again.
Hi, I'm Ms. Guan. I'm one of the counselors. We go by last names, and through that way, we hope to stay with the students for all 4 years at Balboa. I have students whose last name are letters A through FLO, so normally it's Flores. We also have, unfortunately, open position for another counselor. So students whose names are FO through LIA currently have Mr. Nepo as their point of contact until we hire that fourth counselor. I'll pass on to Ms. Verdeen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mariana Verdeen, and I work with last names LIB through R. Buenas noches, mi nombre es Mariana Verdín y yo trabajo con los apellidos que empiezan con la LIB hasta la R.
Good evening, parents. I am Eva Lee. I am the counselor for the students with last name S to Z. Thank you for taking the time to join our back to school night today. I'm looking forward to see you guys in person soon, hopefully. 晚安各位家長，多謝你哋抽時間嚟參加我哋今日嘅開家長會，希望可以早啲見到你哋，多謝你哋就嚟參加。Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And we have 2 interns this year. Ms. Guan, would you like to introduce the 2 of them?
Yes, we have 2 interns, and normally we have an intern every year. And we have Carrie-Ann May and May Chu from SF State and USF, and they'll be joining us for the whole year.
Very good. Thank you so much. Next slide. Our student services team members are here to help, so please feel free to connect with them. This information that you see on the screen will help you with connecting via social media, website, YouTube channel, and Instagram. There are also special codes for each class, whether you are a 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grader, that will enable you to join G Classroom, which has a plethora of information for each of the students in those classes. Next slide, please. I would like to introduce Fresh Specialist Alvin Rosales.
Woo! Woo! Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Alvin Rosales. I'm the Fresh Specialist. Fresh is an acronym that represents Balboa culture. It stands for fair, respectful, excellent, safe, and hopeful. If parents or students see me on campus, I do a little bit of everything. I work with our teachers. I work with all of our students. I support our admin. I support our security staff. And ultimately, the one thing we all at Balboa and the students at Balboa have in common, we are working in a system, but we don't work for the system. We work for each other. We work for people. And I'm here to help any person who needs help. Sometimes mistakes happen. Sometimes accidents happen. I'm here to help whatever person needs help. So if you see me in the hallway, say what's up. My name is Mr. Rosales. Thank you for attending Back to School Night.
Thank you, Fresh Specialist Alvin Rosales. Next slide, please. We now welcome to the virtual platform, Mr. Jason G, to introduce Balboa's wellness team. Mr. G.
Hello, everyone. Actually, let me take off my mask. I'm alone, but we do work in a high exposure area, so I've been wearing it all day. Hello, everyone. My name is Jason G. I'm the wellness coordinator at Balboa High School, and I'm going to really choosely just include the rest of the team on the slide. We also have Angie Moreno, our community health outreach worker. Angie's not here right now today. A part of this meeting, we have Nurse Tara Clark, our school district nurse, and our RAMS therapist, Ali Yap, who is here with us Mondays, Tuesdays. And we also have an additional person on the SFUSD side. Her name is Sabrina Degnan, and she's a intern with us 1 day a week on Thursdays. Basically, what we do is in the Wellness Center, we're in charge of students' physical and mental health. So if there's a physical health need, they can always come down, make an appointment, check in with our school district nurse, and then we'll take care of that. Or if they need to talk to someone, receive therapy, maybe drop-in counseling, things like that, they can always come in, check in, sign in, and we'll get them assigned to a team member and get those needs met. We also do youth employment as well as enrichment. There's many, many other things I can talk about. Do you want me, but maybe I'll save the part to the DPH clinic for the DPH team. But what I should really briefly mention for parents and students at today's meeting is that you guys are really, really lucky in that Balboa's Wellness Center is the only wellness center in all of SFUSD that has a full service, fully staffed Department of Public Health youth clinic embedded in its model. And what that means is that we can do things on site that normally other schools have to send students off site for those services. So for instances, we can do sports physicals on site. We can do STD testing, STI testing on site, reproductive health care, a lot of different things here at BAL. But I'm going to, is the next slide for the DPH team?
Yes, it is. Next slide, please.
So I'm going to go and pass that off to John Fernandez to talk about our Balboa Teen Health Clinic.
Thank you, Mr. G.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, everybody. My name is John, and I'm one of the full-time therapists at the Balboa Teen Health Center. And like Jason G has explained, we offer an array of services. We offer sports physicals. We also offer different types of services in terms of confidential or therapy services that are needed with our students at Balboa. And the other therapist here is also Annie Okada.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. I'm also one of the therapists here and hope to serve all of the students at Bal and your kids.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Would you like to introduce the remainder of the health clinic medical team?
Yeah, so Nurse Shannon, she's our current nurse practitioner, and now she is the new Chippy lead clinician of all of the clinics in our Department of Public Health. And Eva Corral Cardoza is also our medical assistant, and Rodney Whitley is also our front desk / medical assistant here at Balboa Teen Health Center and at 3rd Street Youth Clinic.
Thank you. Next slide, please. And as Mr. G as well as Mr. Hernandez have explained, those are the services in a quick snapshot for you. Next slide. I'd like to invite Mr. Jason G to come back very quickly to the platform to give a plug, just to explain to you how to stay connected.
For sure. And then this, what the slide here that Mr. Jones has on the screen is just some information about we take drop-in services. So our SFUSD Wellness team is in room 100. We are separate from the clinic. The clinic is located next to the cafeteria, but feel free for Balboa students, parents, drop into room 100. You can make an appointment with me and I'll answer all your questions. And you can also meet the team. For students, if you're looking to get a referral to wellness, you want to self-refer, we have QR codes posted in pretty much all the bathrooms in Balboa, also in the hallway. So if you have a smartphone, just go ahead and pull out your camera app, scan the QR code link, click it. It'll take you to the self-referral link, and you can self-refer yourself to wellness services and let us know how we can support. For that link, you do need to have an SFUSD email account to access. For staff, they use a general staff referral link. And for parents, if you're interested in any kind of wellness services for your child, you can always just email me. We can discuss those services, and then I can let you know how we can make that happen. I do want to say everything is consent-based. So just because a parent or a staff member makes a referral to wellness, we still have to get the individual student's consent for treatment or for us to provide those services. So if we do not get that consent, we cannot provide it. Just want to make that clear. But yeah, over here on the left, in the bottom left square, you can see there's my email address, geej@sfusd.edu. I'm the wellness coordinator. Feel free to email me and I will try to answer all your questions as fast as I can. If you have anything medical related, or if you need to set up medical services, or if your child needs medications on site here at Balboa, you can always email Nurse Tara Clark to get that set up. And then if you're just looking to maybe get your your child connected to a program, or a community-based organization, you can feel free to email Angie. And we also, if you just Google Balboa Wellness Center, and then you'll be able to find the webpage with all that information on there, as well as additional resources and links.
Thank you, Mr. G. Next slide. As Mr. G stated, that is the link to the Wellness Center's website. Please feel free at your leisure to visit that site so that you might get the information that you need so that we can better support you and our students here. Next slide. Thanks to our wellness team. And there are many opportunities for you to plug into our school community, and PTSA and the Alumni Association are two ways to get involved and make Balboa an even greater place to be. And so we invite you to click on the links at your leisure to learn more, but we also have a voice that we'd like to invite into the space, that of Ms. Flora Lucchese. Flora, if you're still here, feel free to unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. My name is Flora Lucchese, representing the Balboa PTSA. As a former 2018, 2019, and 2020 treasurer and former 2021 president, the Balboa PTSA has helped raise money for many years to help teachers with various funding. You can become a member and help out by donating and becoming also a member, which is very important. Simply log on to the Balboa website and click on the PTSA tab to fill out an online application. If you are interested in becoming a board member or would simply like to help out with fundraising, please email us at balboaptsa1000@gmail.com. It's a way to stay connected with the school. With the many years that I've supported PTA, I have met many friends, and it was a way for me to stay connected. Thanks everyone for attending Back to School Night.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lucchese.
You're welcome.
Ms. Jennifer Bowe, Site Coordinator After School Program, is here today to speak with you also. Next slide, please. Welcome, Ms. Bowe.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Vo, and I'm the site coordinator for BAL After School. On the screen, we have our wonderful leadership team. Here today with us also is Gabrielle Wood, the assistant site coordinator. Mario Nunez is our STEAM coordinator and also in charge of all the STEAM activities that we offer after school. And then we also have Krista here. That's our teen arts program specialist. So anything that has to do with art, such as photography, screen printing, and so on. She's all in charge of that. But Gabrielle will be the one to also introduce our program with more information.
Thank you, Jenny. Hello, everyone. My name is Gabrielle, or Gabu. I'm excited to speak to you more about our program. The Balboa After School Program is a program offered through the Community Youth Center of San Francisco. And it is a free program that offers a variety of enrichment activities and STEM and art classes that will help nurture your students' creativity and interests. We have classes in 3D modeling, screen printing, photography, and so on. And then we're also really interested in students' interests and are always excited when students come to us with personal projects or ideas that we can help them to develop into classes, clubs, or activities. So if you or your children have ideas or interests, have them come to us. In addition, we offer daily homework help, resource help, and community service hours opportunities. We also offer free support for your hungry teens. The only thing you need to do to join is to fill out a registration form. It is offered in English, Chinese, and Spanish online and in paper. And then once you are registered, you can drop into the library after the dismissal bell until 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. And it is completely drop-in. So once you register, you are not required to come each day, although we would love to see you. We want you to know that our Balboa ASP team is committed to supporting all Balboa students during this transition. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any other questions or concerns. And then if you need to, if you would like any further information, we can be reached at 628-233-6293 or at balboaasp@cycsf.org. Or you can come pay us a visit in room 28 in the basement. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much. And as Dr. Aronson stated earlier in the presentation, there are many opportunities for you to be involved. And in addition to the after school program, I'd like to welcome to the platform the next two ladies who will tell you another opportunity for you to be involved. Ms. Fatima and Ms. Becky. Next slide, please.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Becky Hotinger. I work in the College and Career Room. I run a program that's called JCYC ETS, which is open to all students at Balboa. And we're pretty much here to support with everything that's related to the college application process. So we do a lot of like workshops and presentations throughout the year. But then I also work one-on-one with a lot of students just in terms of like completing the applications, working on those essays, the whole financial aid process, all of that good stuff. So please let your students know, like I'm here for them. I also want to share, I'm going to put this in the chat. I also want to share that I have a workshop coming up for families because I know that a lot of you parents have a lot of questions about dates and deadlines and that kind of thing. So that workshop is going to be a week from today, the same time. You hopefully will be getting an email about it if you haven't already, and your students got an email about it, so they have the Zoom link as well. It's mostly geared towards families of seniors, but all are welcome. And yeah, I'll pass it to Fatima.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatima Bawaya. I work for a program called JCYC Upward Bound. So my program is a little different than Becky's. I'm cohort based. So I recruit freshmen and sophomores and they're with me their whole duration of high school. So we are a program full of about 45 students. So I support students from freshman year to senior year, and they get that one-on-one advising. They get mentoring. They also get really cool professional development workshops. And we do go on tons of college campus field trips. So they go all to different college campuses, not only Northern California, but also Southern California. We also do offer tutoring for students who do need that additional support. I am at Balboa Tuesdays through Thursdays from 9 to 4:30 p.m. So if you have any freshmen and sophomores who want to join a program, send them my way.
Thank you so much, ladies. Next slide, please. And just to make sure we have equity of voice, I'd like to welcome back to the virtual platform Assistant Principal Nepomuceno to explain this next frame.
All right.
Mr. Nepo, 1 second. I believe James DeHady added a slide for 10,000 degrees. If you could refresh.
Okay,
Could
hold on
James
1 second.
share his slide? He's here tonight.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I didn't see that either. We apologize, Mr. James DeHady from 10,000 Degrees. Welcome to the virtual platform.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Sorry,
Assistant Principal DeGill.
Accidentally closed the thing. I'm getting it.
Mr. DeHady, while he's doing that, feel free to go ahead and talk, and then the slide deck will appear momentarily.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is James DeHady, and I'm a part of 10,000 Degrees. We are an organization that is based out of Marin, but we are performing a lot of the same kind of activities, kind of like JCYC, but we are another organization that is built and, kind of striving to help with student success, helping students who are trying to get to college, starting in high school. So our program in San Francisco is we are working with helping students from high school get to the community college, which is going to be CCSF for a lot of students. And that's going to be something I'm really going to be helping with next semester. But for now, I am able to provide open access support. So I'm a part of the college room. I'm helping out with everything that comes along. So, we help with financial aid, college applications, essays, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing. We are doing everything we can to help the students, especially this semester. And we also have a scholarship that is available to students as well. And any information about the scholarship will be available later in the year. So if anybody would like to contact me, there's my email on the screen. I can help whenever is necessary. Y para los que necesitan ayuda en español, yo puedo ayudar en español también.
Muchas gracias. Thank you, Mr. DeHady. And next slide, please. I think we're now caught up.
We have Vindy Lim, one of our college ambassadors, to speak about that part of the college and career room as well. So Vindy, I'm not sure if any of the other college ambassadors are here, but Vindy, I saw you. So if you want to speak on the slide.
Yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Vindy. I think our other college ambassadors also here, Iris.
Hi, I'm Iris. Hi, other ambassador.
Yeah, so we are college ambassadors at Balboa High School. So we directly support students with college applications, different college or post-high school options, financial aid, scholarships, city college dual enrollment classes, and we also collaborate with you all, so families about college decisions, and then anything else college access or post high school related. So please feel free to contact us about anything, and we're happy to support you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Next slide. And now we are all caught up. And so I'm going to ask Mr. Nepo if he will come back and explain this slide for us.
All right, everybody. So if you take a look at the emails I've sent, or even go to the front page of our website, you can actually access every teacher as well as every program's program overviews, slide decks, videos for many of the teachers and staff. There's actually some pretty entertaining videos out there from the after school program among all of them. As well as slide decks that are really meant for you to very easily visualize what the classes are all about, what the teacher's all about. I do want to caution that I've had issues uploading correct information on the website, so there might be a chance that some of the information might be old. So I'm actually still going to continue reviewing it and troubleshooting it. So just in case it's not updated, I would say probably by tomorrow, it might be all set by that time. But I'd say about 95% of the information right now is up to date on the website. And again, it's every teacher, it's our way of replacing the in-person visiting a classroom and have all the information right there on the website for you at your fingertips. But again, feel free to peruse. There's plenty of information. And then at the end of this meeting, I will have the uploaded video of this entire back to school night session also on that page. So yeah, plenty of good stuff over there in the back to school night resources webpage.
Thank you, Assistant Principal Nepo. Next slide. We're doing great on time. We're at 6:39. And so I'd like to remind you that you have the opportunity to have access to your child or your student's information via Parent View. These are the instructions on how to do that, how to activate your family portal account so that you might know what the attendance or the grade records are for your students. Very important for accountability purposes. Here at Balboa High School, we want every student to be successful. And one of the ways that you can partner with us to ensure that they're successful is through Parent View. That way you will know exactly where your student stands at all times and be able to communicate with any teachers at any time. At this point, we have had a number of questions throughout this presentation, and thanks to everyone within our school community who has participated in answering those questions. And we are at the point of Q&A. So I'd like to invite back to the stand or the virtual stand, our very capable principal, Dr. Aronson. And we would invite also the other administrators, Assistant Principal DeGille and Assistant Principal Nepomuceno, to answer questions via the chat. Dr. Aronson?
Yes, so please, we know there are probably a lot of questions. Some of you are writing them in the chat, but we would love to also hear your voice. So if you'd like to unmute and ask us a question, one of us will be able to give you an answer. Yes, I see Saida's hands up.
Hi, good afternoon, you guys, or good evening now, right? So I know it's like I just put it on the chat, but I know I'm probably, wishing, but I know COVID has made a lot of things, has changed a lot of things, especially for like our seniors and our juniors. Obviously, they didn't have prom last year or graduation, at least not the way that they're used to. So I just wanted to see if there has been any talks, whether it's with DPH or Unified School District, about what is the possibility of the kids even having a graduation this year and even a prom.
So I can answer some of that, and then I'll have Mr. Nepo maybe speak about graduation possibilities.
Sure.
So right now, the talk is really amongst the principals and assistant principals and across the district in terms of who's doing what and if we can share best practices. Really, we are constantly given the message of we are to act as if we are in pre-COVID times, but with masks. So that is our number one rule. So right now we are looking into having dances, but we just want to have the dances outside. So one thing that is currently coming up, we're very excited about, is holding a homecoming dance out in our quad. So imagine like white little lights on the trees and possibly some tablecloths on the picnic tables, very nice setting. And our student body officers who are going to be in their offices soon will be able to plan that. So we are looking for creative ideas like that for the rest of the dances, to keep everybody safe, but also, as you said, to allow some sort of normalcy to this experience, to have students really feel like they are part of high school and are getting the high school experience. So that's what I can say on that for now. Mr. Nepo, would you like to add anything about graduation?
Yeah, so for those of you guys who probably remember, last year was the first time we ever did the in-person graduation after a year, a crazy 2 years. There may be a strong possibility that we're going to go back into the setup that the district and the city of San Francisco actually helped us with, which was graduations at Kezar Stadium. And I think it was very beneficial for families to be able to spread out, as well as for the students to spread out. We are hoping that this may still happen for this year. All things considered, with the Delta variant, Delta Plus, Mu variant, all these other variants, we may not be out of the woods quite yet by the time June comes around. So I want to be able to update you guys as soon as I can. But I did have already started some conversations with some colleagues, and it may be a possibility, but we will keep you guys posted. But rest assured, I would feel pretty confident that they're going to continue doing an in-person graduation with the safety and well-being of everybody at the utmost priority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you guys. Another quick thing jumping off of that is, has there been any update or information on senior portraits? Because I haven't seen anything.
Yes, let me go on to that. So I just got confirmation yesterday that we are going to have senior portraits in November. I believe it's 3 or 4 days out of November. I want to go ahead and send a link with the list of all the seniors and their date and times, probably by tomorrow. And I'll send another reminder for everybody. So it's going to go out to the seniors and the senior parents so that you guys know and are aware. It will be in the Buccaneer room. They're going to have the whole props and everything, the cap and gown, the black and white get up. So yeah, you'll have more information coming up. But senior portraits are going to be happening. They're going to be happening in November, mid-November.
Okay, thank you guys, and please make sure to stay safe.
You guys too, you too.
I see Lynn's hand up. Lynn, would you like to unmute and ask your question?
Okay, maybe we'll hear from Lynn in just a second. Norma, I see your hand up. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Good afternoon. I have two questions. One, I heard a rumor about something about dress code at Balboa. And then another question is there a reason why all the restrooms are not open?
So the restrooms are opened. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes we have to shut them down if something's broken. So we have had to do that a couple times, but they are opened right in the morning by our security team. They are open they're open throughout the day. And we do close them up after our after school program leaves. So that's on the bathrooms. Okay. And
I heard that some restrooms are not open. They normally are, so that's why I was asking if there's a reason why they weren't successful across some areas.
I hope I heard everything. You're breaking up a little bit, but yes, they should definitely be open. So if they're not, that is something we got to figure out. Usually if they're, one is locked that doesn't have a sign on it, which is, annoying because the kids are thinking they can go in there. We do have a student come running down to tell us that it's locked and they're wondering why. So we usually get a sign up within an hour. But that should be the only time they're closed if it's broken, but we can look into that. And then you had another question and I'm just blanking on what it was.
The dress code, but I didn't catch everything.
I heard yesterday about an announcement about dress codes for students. So I wasn't sure if that's just something among the students and staff, or are we as parents going to also get a notice regarding?
Currently we have like a San Francisco unified dress code, but we have, as a school, have wanted to kind of look into that with students so we can make sure that it is the most equitable dress code we can possibly have. There's no like major change, I'm wondering if this is a concern, that we're going to uniforms or anything. We're not doing that. But we do want to figure out what, as the weather's getting warmer, students want to wear different types of things, and we just want to have a joint collaborative group come up with the best way to list out appropriate clothing, so that we're both fair to both sexes, and that at the same time, though, we're holding a level of professionalism on our campus. So it's in the works. We have not established everything yet, but we are looking for input from students and staff before we publish this dress code.
I know it's kind of hard because the costume itself are so old, and some of these costumes should have air conditioning to actually have the heaters on. So I mean, I get it. But yeah, that's what my kids were talking. Both high schoolers were talking about it yesterday. I'm like, wait, what? So that's why and it wasn't mentioned today. So I was curious what's going on with that.
Okay, you cut out again a little bit. So if you have another question, maybe write it in the chat, or maybe I can help you with that. But thank you for those questions. Great questions.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Lynn, are you here? Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah. The phone number is not working. The 168-628 something. Let me see. 628-233-6393. That number is not working. Do you have another number for ASP?
I'll let Ms. Vo look into that, and then she can write in the chat if there is a correct number, and then we'll make sure we figure that out. But thank you for letting us know.
Okay, thank you.
Alicia Hernandez?
Yes, I had a question. I wanted to find out if there's uniform for PE classes.
I'm going to hand that over to Mr. Nepo. We do have a shirt and shorts that students can have that is totally free. And actually the shirts are great looking. I really can't wait to get one. But the students are also able to wear other things as long as they can run and do physical things in them. So it wouldn't be great to wear something that would be very uncomfortable to run around in. John, do you have anything more to say about that?
Yeah, I want to add some insight. So, basically, uniform regulations have changed over the years for physical education, but the primary emphasis is clothes that are fitting enough and able enough to be able for a student to be able to move around in, but also the emphasis on hygiene. So we are heavily discouraging students from wearing the clothes they would normally wear to school to be out in the field and do so. For all of us who've gone through physical education over the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 decades, that that's understood that we would change and then change back into our clothes. But the recommendations, and I'm sure the PE department has already cleared these out, like t-shirt, shirts, sweats. That's good for the inclement weather, and then with the intent of just changing up to your regular clothes. But sometimes you'll see students wearing really baggy jeans and like out in the field, and the task at hand is to run laps. So I mean, it's kind of, it doesn't make it, it's
yeah.
So,
okay. How are you guys doing? Like, again, like with the PE classes, with kids with the mask, I mean, are they able to drink water? Like what are the PE classes? And like, what do you guys do for the PE classes? What are the activities, the restrictions?
So I know that the guidelines permit students to don't have to wear masks outside. That's based on the Department of Public Health regulations as last I checked, and that hasn't changed. Students are definitely able to drink water while they're outside in the field, or even in basketball. So just some things that I probably would have to review with our PE department, but so far I've seen that there has been at least no serious issues around like students being able to run with or without a mask and then being able to drink water and whatnot.
Okay, so that's like optional for them, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now, are they able to?
I would double check with the PE department though, or your child.
Okay. Now, I wanted to also double check. My son told me that they're not allowed to bring their backpacks, which is fine. But how are they supposed to be changing from their clothing to go to the PE classes? Like, where do they change?
So they would change in the locker room. So so what has happened in years past is a rampant theft of people's items in backpacks, which is one reason why they are emphasizing students to use their lockers in the school building to put their backpacks with the intent of taking their gym clothes with them. I know it's an inconvenience, but we had moments of like rampant theft in our boys and girls locker room. So that was one of the motivations. And so the hope is that the students would have like at least their shirt and shorts ready, and then they would go into the locker room. They would change the locker room. Because the likelihood of students taking, their regular clothes is nil, 0 to nil. So what we're seeing then is that students, they're also on the run. They're like, I need to take my backpack somewhere. We really try to discourage it, but at desperation, we allow them to we take it on for them for the time being, then we give it back to them after their PE class. But yeah, they definitely can change in the locker room. We just make sure that the backpacks go into the locker of the students in the main building.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. I think we have Marianne.
Yes. So when should I be worried about a teacher being constantly absent?
You can be worried, please be worried if they're absent once. We are always never want a sub if we don't need to have one. We are experiencing quite a bit of a higher amount of absences due to some of the COVID protocols. So I'm not quite sure if one of the teachers of your child is in this situation or not, but so is there another question behind that?
I guess my son's a freshman. So what if the other freshmen's classes are going on and they're getting left behind? That's my worry, that they're getting this different substitute, having them read and then just write 500 words about it, and that's that. So that's the everyday, almost everyday thing. And what are the other sections learning that they're not?
I hear your concern. So we actually have a really great group of subs that are kind of Balboa subs that frequent us a lot for any teacher absences. And we also make sure that our teachers are the ones designing the lessons that they then carry out. So my recommendation would be first to check in with the teacher and see if there's, may possibly ask what they are responsible for, or maybe get involved in the Google Classroom so you can monitor things as well. But we're pretty satisfied with the subs that we have. Again, if your child is reporting to you that something happened, please direct your child to speak to an administrator or a counselor. That we want to definitely take care of right away.
I will also add as well, just like we're asking students to stay home with any symptom at all of COVID, a sniffle, a headache, any unusual symptoms, we are also asking our staff members to do the same thing. So, something that a teacher might normally power through and come in for, we're saying, no, please stay home and get a test to make sure that you don't have COVID, because we obviously don't want to spread anything. So we are experiencing higher absences than normal because of that, but we don't want to take any chances of getting anybody sick. So we're trying to be extra cautious, but we are asking our teachers, to, as long as they are well enough to leave materials that are in line with what they are doing in the class. And if they're not able to do that, teachers are also responsible for preparing 3 days of emergency lessons, which may look a little bit different. But if a teacher is able to, the lessons that they leave should be a continuation of what they are doing in class while the teacher is there. That is our expectation. And if you have any concerns about that, please do address us individually.
Thank you. These are great questions. Just to respect your time tonight, we have about 2 more minutes left for Q&A. So we invite you, as Dr. Aronson stated, to unmute yourselves, and perhaps Dr. Aronson, there might be some questions that you've noticed in the chat that we'd like to address.
I haven't been watching the chat, but I do see that Eliza's hand is up. Eliza, do you want to unmute?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, now we
Thank
can.
you. So I put a question on the chat regarding lunchtime. I know that the kids are all gathering around the quad during lunchtime, and they're not allowed to go into the football field. Is there a reason why? I've also noticed that my son is standing the whole time at lunchtime, and there's no place for people to sit around to eat lunch. So can we, do you know when would that be available for them to go outside and kind of spread out?
So right now, the field and track are open on a regular basis. We have had one time where we had to cancel it, or maybe 2. And we do require, though, that students eat before they get into the field or track. That is just to keep the food trash, at a minimum. And then in terms of the seating, we have a lot of picnic tables, and we have kind of like those cement benches, and obviously it's not going to fit everybody. And that's why we do encourage them to eat and then go out to the, track or field if they want to do that. And then of course, all of our seniors for the most part are out front. So we haven't heard any complaints about this. And so definitely if your children are coming home, please encourage them to talk to their counselors. If this is something that's a real concern, we can try to figure out some more places to sit out there or something like that. We do definitely want people to be outside if they're eating, because that is the time they can take off their mask. And, I do want to say to all the parents in the room, the students are wearing their masks so well. I don't know what you have been telling them at home or doing at home or simply just modeling it yourself, but our students are amazing. And I just want to thank you for all of that. It is the reason why Balboa is actually doing very well in terms of our COVID exposures. So please just keep on doing that. Our kids are awesome. They often wear their masks outside. After they've kind of put something in their mouth, they'll wear it again. And even in PE, the majority of our kids actually do wear their masks even outside during PE. So I just want to make sure you pat your child on the back tonight, because they are doing a great job.
So I'm sorry, doctor,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. So the football field is open every day?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right, because I have my kids' friends, they even go to the bathroom to hang out at lunchtime because there's no place for them. I mean, according to his friends, there's no place for them to like even move around or even have a seat. So that's why I'm asking, and that's why I brought. Yeah. So maybe that's something that you guys should maybe look into that. I've heard that maybe the gym teacher doesn't want to open it. I don't know. There's something going on that I would like to speak to maybe one of you guys in private about it. Maybe I can call the school tomorrow.
Okay.
We can talk
and
about
our gym is not open.
Gym's not open.
Yeah, so there's something going on that I guess they're not allowing the school to go into the football fields, from what I heard from a few.
I actually want to, let me point that out. So the last 2 days, we actually are enforcing the food rule because the other day, students had left food strewn all over the field, the track, the softball field. And so we are enforcing an old rule where the students need to finish their food before they enter through the tennis courts to get to the field. And so some students kind of turned around and said, okay, never mind. But this is an old rule. This is a rule that we had for many, many, many years. Before you go to the football field, finish your food by the cafeteria or the area outside of it, and then you can proceed to the football field. Because there's still PE classes, we still have athletics and practices, and it's not a good look when so much trash and food are strewn all over the field and the track. So the football field is indeed open almost every day. It's only been closed one day out of the last 5 weeks. I can tell you that for sure. So we just got to emphasize to every family and every student, please make sure you finish your food before you go to the field. You won't be allowed to be on the field until you finish your food. But you can bring your drinks, but the field will always be open.
We only close the field when we don't have adequate supervision during lunch. And so all the teachers have duty-free lunch, so no teacher can supervise during lunch. So we're a little limited on who we can ask to come out and supervise. And so when the two gentlemen who supervise for us are out, we have to close down the field, unfortunately. And so that's happened, I think, once or twice where both of them have been out on the same day and we've had to close it. What a lot of kids have been doing, and it's been really cute, and I don't know, like, it doesn't solve the problem totally, but a lot of kids have been having picnics. They've been bringing like blankets, like picnic blankets to school, and we've been storing them for them and stuff in our offices, and we're happy to do that. And then they take them out at lunch and sit on them for lunch and have like a little picnic with their friends. And we're happy to do that. And we know it doesn't totally solve the problem, but we're trying to make it the best with what we got and keep everybody safe, which we know is going to be better outside. So, you know, if anybody wants to send their kid to school with like a little picnic blanket to sit on, we're happy to accommodate that as well.
Awesome. These are great questions, and this has been a very fruitful time together. It is now 7:04, and as stated earlier, we wanted to respect everyone's time. But please know that at any point, if you have a question, you'd like to reach out to any of us, you will see our information or contact on the website. You're welcome to email us. You're also welcome to call the school. You may reach any of us at any time. Social media, any of the outlets that you were made aware of tonight via the slide deck, feel free to go back and review that. And please, please share this information with those who may not have been able to make it tonight, and that it is on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it. And thanks to Assistant Principal Nepomuceno for making that happen. Thanks to Assistant Principal DeGille, and of course, thanks to all of our wonderful support staff and community-based organization partners who participated, and thanks to all the students and staff and parents who showed up tonight to help make this night a success. And last but not least, I'm going to yield the floor to Dr. Aronson for any final words before we depart.
Thank you. Again, thank you all for being here. It was wonderful to see many of your faces. I cannot wait till we can welcome you into our building and give you handshakes and possibly some hugs or whatever. We are definitely looking forward to that day. Just a reminder, please take care of yourselves. Use all of the resources that we have. We have so many beautiful resources at Balboa. And finally, please stay connected. Have your child join a club. Families, please join our PTSA. It would be great to have a huge PTSA this year and just grow it from here on out. So thank you tonight, and please go enjoy all of our teacher videos and letters. It was great to have you tonight. We'll see you later.
Maybe Nepo can put the link back up for the websites for the teachers, for anybody wanting to go look at those now. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Here's the link to our website, which is where you can get that.
Thank you, staff.
Yes, thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Chu, Ms. Ingrid, for interpreting tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jenny.
Oh, there's a puppy.
Where? I don't see the puppy. Where's
Oh,
the pup?
Dr. Aaronson's weak spot. Bring a dog to school. He'll be her favorite person forever.